Welcome back, everyone, to another review on EverythingiCafe.com. Today we're going to be reviewing an app called Feed Me Oil. This app debuted this week. This is an app similar to a couple of other apps that have been released. One of them is dead center of the screen here, Feed Me Water. The other app that this is similar to is an old favorite of mine, Enigmo, which you see right there. What I'm going to do is launch this app up, and I will kind of show you the differences and similarities between this app and those other two games. Notice this is made by the same makers as Angry Birds, and so this app actually has remembered the last game that I've been in. I'm going to exit out of this and just go right back to the home screen so I can show you from the beginning what this has in store for you. So from the home screen you can see there's some little interactive stuff going on the left. If you've played Where's My Water before, you know that there's this liquid physics engine. You kind of see it going on the bottom left over there. It kind of clumps together liquids at different densities and gives you a very cool, physical feel of what the liquid would act like. On the other hand, the rest of the environment is also physics-based. Now, the purpose of the app, so let's do a start game, and I'm going to just do a pretty easy level just to show you guys this. So the idea of the app is to get the oil from that spout at the top into this machine's little area where you see the 100 there. You have elements that you can use to do that, and you could drag them from the bottom. Okay, so this is kind of telling you how to do it. You can use hints. I place the tile there, and I could tap on the spout. Now what you'll see here is the platform is not going to do so well right there. So I'm going to move it up here, spin it a little bit, place it where it needs to go, tap the spout, and now what you'll notice is that a whole bunch of oil gets in that little bucket, and the 100 goes down to 0, and I win the level. Pretty simple, right? Yep, starts out that way. Let's go a little bit further. Let's say level 13. Now you'll see there's some other elements introduced. So I have some spinning elements, which I can place on the screen there. Maybe another one up here, and maybe a little bridge. And let's see what happens now. Notice I have not done a good job of placing those little spin wind things in place, so I'm going to do one more. And now let's see what happens. So notice I have spun the oil up into the bucket and finished the level. So this is basically how the entire game works. I'm not going to actually finish this next level, but I'm going to show you how incredibly difficult this app gets from that level all the way, say, to level 5 and 8 where I am right now. So now I have a bunch of magnets, a bunch of blowing fans. I'll give you just maybe a quick display, and I'm almost positive that I'm not going to get this to work right, but let's give it a try. So I have the oil go, have the fans. Notice I'm kind of overshooting it, maybe a little too much. So give it one more shot here. So you can see where there's a lot of trial and error involved. There's a lot of kind of understanding the different elements that you place onto the screen in order to try to get the oil where it needs to go. It does become incredibly difficult, but is very fun to play, even so much to the point where I'm having a tough time stop playing while I'm doing this review. But I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So let's go back to the main screen here, and what I'm going to do is show you some of the setup stuff. One thing I do not like about this app is they've put in this Crystal social gaming network, and they've also included Game Center. This kind of confuses me a lot as to why they need two separate social gaming platforms. Basically what I realize is that a lot of app makers are not really rallying behind Apple's Game Center, and there's a lot of games that are still trying to employ their own. You can see Crystal here does all the same stuff that Game Center does. It just does it through their proprietary network. So there's a leaderboard, there's a profile you get, all these things that Game Center does perfectly fine. I'd really like to see app makers start rallying around that and not so much creating their own. But besides that, I would say this game is very fun, super addicting. Once you beat the game, which I have not yet, you can actually click want more of a challenge, and this will throw every level into a reverse gravity, which sounds incredibly fun. There are bonus levels that you can get to and you unlock throughout the game. You need a certain amount of stars to unlock them, and pretty much you just continuously get new and more fun elements to add onto the screen to get the oil from the pipe into these little monsters' mouths and backs and whatever else that you're going to do throughout the game. So rate this app a 10 out of 10. It's free. There are some in-app purchases, like getting tips faster instead of having to wait between tips. But you don't really need that. Just be persistent, do a lot of trial and error, and you'll get there. And you'll probably waste a lot of time doing it, but have a lot of fun. So I hope everyone downloads this app. I give it a 10 out of 10, like I said, and I will see you guys next time.